In this screencast, we're looking at the market for pizza, and we're looking at a demand curve shift to the right. Demand curve shift to the right. In other words, the demand curve, remember the demand curve shows all the potential price and quantity combinations in the market. In other words, at given prices, consumers are willing to buy a certain quantity. In this initial condition here, we see that we are going to have an equilibrium, price and quantity, denoted by P sub E and Q sub E, right? So remember that demanders want to buy certain amounts at certain prices, and suppliers want to supply certain amounts at certain prices. This is the market clearing price and quantity. Let's say that for some reason, I don't know, something like pizza is thought to be really good for you. It's very healthy, or Beyonce is seen at the Super Bowl eating a slice of pizza. Any number of things that cause the demand curve to shift to the right. Changes in taste and preferences, increases in the price of hamburgers, which might be seen as substitutes, maybe decreases in the price of onion rings that are complementary products. I prefer sweet potato fries, but you have your own favorites, I'm sure. Whatever that, any change in the non-price determinant of demand that shifts the demand curve to the right will result in a demand curve that we're going to label D1. Now, what this means, again, remember, is that at the same prices, consumers are now willing to buy more pizza. So if we take a pizza, I'm just going to take this price right here. I'm going to call it P sub 2. At this price, we see originally the market was willing to consume that much pizza. Now with the demand curve shift, we see they're willing to consume that much pizza. It doesn't mean that that's what the market clearing price is going to be, or this isn't going to necessarily be the new equilibrium. I'm just trying to show that originally we wanted that much pizza at that price. Well, now after the demand curve shift, we want that much pizza at that price, because who doesn't want to be like Beyonce? Anyway, I'm going to remove these to keep the diagram clear. So we're back to where we were. We have the demand curve shift to the right. So now that the demand has shifted to the right, nothing has happened to the supply curve. So remember, the supply is determined by a number of things, but mostly the cost to the producer to make the pizza. And because Beyonce ate a slice of pizza at the Super Bowl, doesn't change the cost of producing pizza. But what we do have is that at the original market equilibrium price, we now see that demanders want Q sub 1 slices of pizza. In other words, where we were seeing before they only wanted Q sub E, now they want Q sub 1. In other words, demanders want more pizza, Q sub 1, than suppliers are willing to supply. When the quantity demanded exceeds the quantity supplied, we call that a shortage. There's a shortage of product at this point in the marketplace. This is the amount of the shortage. Or if we want to look at it down here, QE to Q1. This many slices of pizzas are desired, but suppliers are not interested in supplying them. So if we step away from the whole model for a second, what this looks like is a whole bunch of people lined up at the counter at Old School Pizza and not enough pizza to go around. The shortage is a signal, and this is important that you remember to think of the signal. The shortage is a signal to suppliers to increase output and increase price. In other words, move along the supply curve, change the quantity supplied, and now sell Q sub E sub 1 slices of pizza at P sub E sub 1. By the way, parentheses, the reason I'm calling it PE1 and QE1 is to distinguish it between these first equilibrium, price and quantity. This is the new equilibrium, price and quantity. So this right here now becomes the new equilibrium. equilibrium. So again, what has happened? Demanders want more pizza at each and every price, or for every quantity they're willing to pay more, because who doesn't want to be like Beyonce? And then because of that, we see that at the market price now, in the immediate effect of the demand curve shift is a shortage. And then when there's a shortage, there's a signal to suppliers, hey, make more pizza and charge more for it. Now, we don't necessarily go straight to this new equilibrium like in the matter of a day. This might take a little while, a few days, a month even, who knows. But eventually we'll settle on this new equilibrium. So this is what happens when there's a change in the non-price determinants of demand that cause the demand curve to shift to the right.